Hello and welcome everyone. This is Amy of AJC Magic TV. I welcome you this evening. I'm gonna open up some magic mail from Monarch Moments. So I welcome you in. Sorry that I don't have a thumbnail out. Hopefully I'll wait and see if anybody pops in here before I go ahead and open the box. Um, from Monarch Moments. And then we'll talk about some Disney information and maybe do some Disney quizzing. And I might reach over and get the Star Wars cards out for some of you Star Wars fans. But welcome in. We're just waiting to see. I know I'm pretty bad at that. I need to start getting myself organized and um, plan the streams ahead of time, get the thumbnails out. But So I'll just give a few moments here for people to come in and we'll go from there. So, welcome in. Hope you are having a good day today. I know for me, it wasn't too bad of a day, kind of long sometimes. Getting pretty chilly here. It's been kind of chilly all week. And the Pittsburgh area and Pennsylvania, all across the United States, it's chilly. Now, obviously, we know everybody's freezing in Florida. Uh, so, but I hope you're having a good day and staying warm, staying safe. And I'll get ready to open the magic mail here soon from not from Disar Dreams, from Monarch Moments. And then we'll play some trivia. So we'll get started here. But I know the magic mail came from the prizes on their either New Year's Eve stream or it was hello, it's Joey's World. Welcome in. I think it was from either their Christmas or New Year's Eve stream. Hello, Mike Wheeler. Welcome in. But yeah, it was their Christmas stream, I believe, where they had a drawing with everyone in chat and everything like that. Yeah, that's true. Today will be Disney questions, unless I'll take a poll, but I do have Disney trivia, or I could pull out the pop culture trivia. I know most of you like the pop culture trivia. That seems to work well. But did get Magic Mail from Monarch Moments. It is the prizes that they were giving away. I think it was their Christmas stream, or it was in between Christmas and New Year's, or New Year's. Um, I know, like I was ninja watching in the chat and talking, and then I had gone out. And I know, like one of the prizes, you had to be in the chat and everything. But I did get their package, and I am gonna just share what's in the package. And they sent me guide maps of Disneyland and California Adventure. So that's exciting to kind of look over that. I have been to Disneyland, but it was a long time ago before um, Disney California Adventure was even thought of. It was kind of a weird visit to Disneyland. It was after I was a cast member, but it was in the late 90s. I had flown to Las Vegas for a couple of days and decided I found a cheap flight from Las Vegas to Los Angeles. So I flew to Los Angeles for the day. Got a shuttle over to Disneyland, and it was kind of like an off day where it was a little rainy, but it was like Christmassy decorations. It was fairly empty at the time because it was in the daytime, and like I had told Garrett, even though I was a cast member before that, I was using a ticket that I had gotten as a cast member that I still had in my possession, and you could use it at Disneyland or Disney World, and I used it at Disneyland. Um, but at the time, I didn't really realize a lot of the history and everything. It just seemed all strange to me. And now that I know what it's, they made a TV show about cheap flights between LA and Vegas. I didn't realize like how special the place was. I knew that Walt was part of that specialness and everything like that, but not as much as I knew now know, especially after meeting and listening to Pepper Tree Villa talk about the history of Disneyland and stuff. Now I really can't wait to go back and plus go to California Adventure also. So and hopefully that's going to happen here soon. This year, later this fall, in the early fall. So that's pretty cool to get that. And then they sent their Monarch Moment buttons. Welcome in, Disney Nerders. Welcome in, Rhonda. DWG Adventures. Mike Wheeler, Tennessee Bear. Movie Mania Nick, The Hitchhiking Bones. It's Joey's World. I do appreciate you all coming in. Here is the Monarch Moments buttons, and then they have stickers. I have to look in. I need to order more buttons. Kind of out of them, and I should look through my luggage. I haven't really unpacked from my November trip, and I still hadn't unpacked from my October trip of putting away souvenirs and everything like that. They did put in a Funko box, a Alice in Wonderland teacup Funko Pop from the Disneyland 65th anniversary. So that's very nice of them. I have one other one of these that I had found. So it'll be nice to put in with the collection, but it is Alice in Wonderland in a teacup from their ride and everything. So that's very nice of them with the Disneyland Funko Pop. And then, of course, the big prize that everybody has been probably looking for that live out in Disneyland and everything. The prize possession of the Disneyland ears. So they'll be in a collection. But here we go, the Disneyland ears from Monarch Moments. That was the prize that they were giving away on their wheel, and my name came up for it. So that's the coveted Disneyland ears that people were looking for. So that'll be nice to have for the collection and everything, or use them. I'll probably, if anything, I have a niece who works for the Disney company right now. She likes the ears, so they'll probably become part of her collection because I know she's going to go to Disneyland at some point, and probably I know she's been to Disneyland Paris, and probably eventually she'll get over to depending on all that, the Japan one and Tokyo and stuff. So this will be a nice thing for her collection and everything. So we'll hang on to them. So we'll put those in the box. But thank you, Monarch Moments, for the prize and all the other goodies that were in the box. So hopefully they'll see that on the replay. I know sometimes at this time of the day for them, since they are behind us 3 hours, you could be ninja watching also Michelle, Garrett, Hannah, and Gabe. We'll do the Disney questions, but I'll grab the pop culture questions also. And because I know a lot of people like the pop culture questions and stuff. So let me grab that. I like these ones. And I am getting your ornaments sent out, Mike Wheeler, and I actually had an extra one, and I'm gonna send Richard Bloom and Chiza his ornament. But I did see that he's down in Disney now. That's one of the news that I have. I'll be down in Walt Disney World starting next Saturday for about 4 days. It'll be kind of a whirlwind trip, but I will have guests with me. I'm taking my niece, my two nieces, and a nephew. They haven't been since they were kids. So we're going to be down at the park starting Saturday. We'll be heading back home Tuesday evening. And it'll be kind of a quick trip. I kind of feel bad that we couldn't stay a little bit longer. Um, may end up one extra day possibly, but for now we're supposed to leave Tuesday. Um, and yeah, it is cold down there, so I'm hoping that the weather will be just a tad warmer because nothing like leaving cold Pittsburgh and going to cold Orlando. And sometimes it feels colder in Orlando than it does back in Pittsburgh, even though like the wind chill factor here, but that humidity cold is a little bit different. Uh, we will have our winter coats with us anyway because when we get out of the car at the airport here in Pittsburgh, we'll have them on and we'll take our jackets with us. So we'll be quite prepared for the coldness of Orlando and stuff. And I have been down there where I was happy that I know years ago I used to just leave my winter coat in the car, and one time I decided I was going to take it with me, and I was glad I did because it was pretty freezing in an Epcot World Showcase, and we were out on the Illuminations tour. So I was happy I had my winter jacket with me. Welcome in, Ryan, Captain Akron. Thank you for joining. Kiss had to transfer planes in Zurich. He was glad he didn't have to go outside, but he was still cold. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty excited hitchhiking bones because I never really been there for the Festival of the Arts. Although, I mean, we'll walk around Epcot and do the foods and different things like that. Um, and I know there's a couple of the artists that I want to check out some of their paintings and everything. Yes, I did tell my nieces and nephew make sure you have at least a jacket or some type of layering with a hoodie and that. Um, you can bring a pair of shorts, but you better have pants with you because it can get cold and we don't know, it could rain also, so we got to make sure we have a rain umbrella and stuff like that, so just in case, and our jackets and stuff. We weren't impressed with the food offerings. Yeah, um that's the only thing too, Disney nerders. I mean, I see different people looking around getting certain foods, and a lot of times I'm not. I like the festivals and stuff, but a lot of times there's maybe one or two booths out of all those festivals that I like to go to. So I don't know if that's going to be really that impressive. It doesn't even seem like they have a lot of the different artists like they had in the past. It always some of the booths where they offered a lot of different art and that, but maybe it's just the way the streams and the way they're set up and everything like that. Um, so we'll see what happens. We'll probably be more focused on the rides because, like I said, the three of them haven't been there since 2009, and they were young. Um, the two youngest ones were young, kindergarten and first grade, and the older one, she's been there a couple times, but it's been a long time also. So we'll be doing a lot of that. I know my nephew, it's going to be all about Galaxy's Edge and everything. So that's going to be one of our priorities. I said if I'm going to end up standing in line for Rise of the Resistance, probably, but we'll see what happens. I probably will be willing to buy the Lightning Lane just because that's all not that that's the only thing he wants to see, but that's one of the big things and reasons that we'll be doing. So, and we're not sure if we'll even get the Animal Kingdom. Unfortunately, Animal Kingdom kind of gets shuffled to the back of the line. But if we're gonna park hop and stuff anyway, but I know you can't park up till 2 o'clock, so that's the only thing. Plus the park hours. I think the Magic Kingdom at the time when we're there, the only day it's open late is Saturday till 10 p.m. and the rest of the time it closes at 8. And the other parks, Epcot and Hollywood Studios, are open till 9. Welcome in, Surfer Girl 326. Thank you for joining, Cherie, Tennessee Bear, Tim, John, Surf Bum. Oh yes, he will. He will absolutely go nuts. If the lightsabers weren't so pricey, that could have possibly been a possible souvenir, but we'll see. I know there's other types of souvenirs. Hopefully, they have some souvenirs and going on. I mean, I know they have different things, but we'll see. But I know he's definitely gonna love the Galaxy's Edge and Rise of the Resistance and even Smuggler's Run. So that's gonna be the thing. That's gonna be the main issue, and we'll just see what happens. And that's the thing too, because picking like what parks I'm going to go in the morning. Now, definitely Sunday is going to be the Magic Kingdom because one of the reasons why I'm also going, one of our area marching bands is going to be down there marching on Main Street, USA on Sunday. Whether it's in the morning or the afternoon, it all depends on what Disney and what the weather and probably what's going on at the time. So hopefully they do get the march, that it's not pouring down raining or um, or get canceled altogether because of the weather or whatever. So that's one of the other reasons. It might be the first trip that I probably don't run. I'll probably run into Jeff and Angela, but it's going to be their old school invasion of all their friends from their old area from the marching band. So they'll be hanging out with all of them. I'll probably see them in the passing when the parade and everything at the Magic Kingdom. So I don't expect to be hanging out or whatever just because we have our agenda too. But it'll be nice to say hello to whoever's in the parks at the time. So, um, but that'll be the thing. But we're planning on at least Hollywood Studios, Magic Kingdom, and Epcot, and maybe get a chance to sneak over to Animal Kingdom, over to do the safari and Pandora. So we'll see. But enough about that. I know that'll be a quick trip for us, so that will just and it'll still be fun. Like for me, it'll still be fun, and we'll be giving a review. We're going to be staying in one of the family suites at All Star Music. I was hoping to a lot of the rooms are pretty full and booked every time I looked and everything like that. And I happened to luck on the All Star Music family suites, which is fine. It'll give us some space and everything. A little drawback, I was hoping that we could have been on the Skyliner line just so they can enjoy that or whatever. But we'll do that from Hollywood Studios to Epcot and stuff. But it was a lot cheaper staying at the All Star Family suites than it would have been staying in the suites at Art of Animation and everything. Okay, yeah, sure, Rhonda. I probably will be, and I know there's been a few out there that I've watched to get an idea of how it's set up and everything like that. So that's so and they're pretty much totally renovated, brand new, except the ones that they've been putting people in since I know they had some of them open in October and November, and I think pretty much all of them are open now at the resort at All Star Music and everything. So, but we'll go ahead and get started with the trivia. I just got to decide what type of transportation. I've been checking car rentals, and one of the reasons why I am looking at car rental is just because some other relatives live in the area, and when we have some time on our day out, um, day our last day, we're just going to get up and either do like Disney Springs or some other areas of Orlando before we head back to the airport. And I have some off-site relatives that will probably be doing that, plus possibly different options of getting food and things like that too, not just eating at Walt Disney World. Um, I'm not saying that they're totally picky people, but some of the choices, it might be better if we try something offsite also. So we'll see about that. Or I was looking into some other options, but I'll definitely give my review of whatever we end up deciding as far as um, the transportation. I know I've been part of the years way back before Magical Express started with Mears, and it's pretty much set up the same, but I've heard a few complaints about not getting picked up in time or different things, especially going back to the airport and stuff. So I'm not sure if that's something I want to do, or just hire a Lyft or Uber, or I had other offers from a couple of people. So, um, but it's nice to check that out. But here we go. We'll start off with some Disney trivia. The Disney trivia is more transportation by Mike is a good service. Yeah, and there was another transportation service that a couple people had told me about also. But I also been checking the car rentals, and actually my original car rental was up kind of high. Then the next day I found one cheaper, and then today I actually found a cheaper version also. Okay. Pick them up on both ends of their trip, Mom. And with the car, we could also. That's the only other thing I wanted to ask a few people that have been going to Epcot. I think I've read that they're doing some pretty big construction in and around Epcot. And if we would decide to drive there, I was just curious what the roads or the traffic is like. Because I know some other people, if they have restaurant reservations at the boardwalk or something, they're parking and then just hopping over from the boardwalk or the yacht club or whatever. So they're not parking in the main lot of Epcot. I'll have to find out how that the traffic and stuff is in and around Epcot, because I know when I was down there in October, you had to, if you were going out the one exit, you kind of had to go around because they had the one area, but that had since reopened. But I think now they have the other side closed off. So I'll have to check into that. Okay, we will do some Disney questions. We will start off with questions from Up. No problem, Candy Mom. Welcome and thank you for joining. So I'll give a chat's choice here on the trivia. Well, do you want to do the Disney quizzes? They're based on the various movies, or we can do the pop trivia. So type in the chat what you would like to have as the trivia questions, whether you would like to have Disney questions, which are individually based on the movies, or pop culture trivia. So we'll go from there. Because I know some people in here, they're not big on the Disney movies, so then it's like a disadvantage. But then others are very good at the Disney trivia. But we could do the Disney trivia or the pop trivia. And so far, I have 2 votes for pop trivia and a third vote for pop trivia. Welcome in, Mike Bush. And Surf Bum won sports trivia. Yeah, I'll have to get out my sports books because I do have a sports trivia type of game that's real good. We'll go ahead and do the pop trivia. So we'll go ahead and get started with the 1950s. If you are the first person to answer, you get to pick the next topic. And it's the 50s through the 2000s is what you can choose. Welcome in, Catherine Wilby. Thank you for joining today. But here we go, 1950s. Oh, pardon me. But here we go. Which craze sold over 25 million units in the first 4 months of 1958? Which craze sold over 25 million units in the first 4 months of 1958? And I'll take the first two answers. And it's Joey's World and Mike Bush get it with the hula hoops. So it's Joey's World and Mike Bush get it with the hula hoops. So it's Joey's World. You get to pick the next category. But it was the hula hoops. The hula hoops. So it's Joey's World. You can pick 1950s or up to 2000s. Okay, you want the 70s. The 1970s. Okay, here we go. 1970s. Launched in 1979, model TPS L2 was the first what? Wow, 1979. Wow. Launched in 1979, model TPS L2 was the first what? There's some good answers there. I do see the right answer. See if anybody else comes up with the answer. But launched in 1979, model TPS L2 was the first what? And the correct answer from It's Joey's World and DWG Adventures Rhonda for the Sony Walkman. It was the Walkman. So It's Joey's World and DWG Adventures. It was the Walkman. I was wondering if you would get it. It's Joey's World. I don't know what if people would now wear Bluetooth headphones and everything like that, but it was the Sony Walkman. I had a Walkman. Okay, you get the pick. You want the 70s or 80s? 70s. Oh, sorry. Okay, the 70s. Here we go. In 1970, players and coaching staff from which university football team were tragically killed in a plane crash? In 1970, players and coaching staff from which university football team were tragically killed in a plane crash? Mike Bush and Surf Bum get it first with Marshall. So Mike Bush and John Surfbum. Get it with Marshall. And Surfer Girl, Marshall, West Virginia. Yes. I didn't go get Joey. Yeah, I was surprised you didn't get on that answer. Joey must not be listening. Okay, Mike Bush, you get to pick the next category. And you like the 70s. We are Marshall. Okay, here we go for the 1970s. Which former child star began a solo career and released his breakthrough album, Off the Wall, in 1979? Which former child star began a solo career and released his breakthrough album, Off the Wall, in 1979? And Surfbum John and It's Joey's World with Michael Jackson. It's Joey's World and Surfbum with Michael Jackson. A lot of people got that. Sean Cassidy. Okay, Surfbum, you get to pick the year. But it was a good guess, yes. Yeah, I liked Sean Cassidy also at that time. Okay, John wants the 60s. 1960s. What happened to Tim Tennessee Bear? He likes these categories there. Okay, here we go. 1960s. Which short hairstyle was first popularized in 1950s when oh wait, I did the 1950s. Sorry, I picked the wrong category. Sorry. Would have been given the wrong thing. Yeah, and you got the answer too, Rhonda. Okay, 1960s. Here we go. Which singer is known for popularizing the twist dance style? But we had the answer. I'll give Rhonda a point for that because it was my mistake. But which singer is known for popularizing the twist dance style? And It's Joey's World and Mike Bush with Chubby Checker. Chubby Checker. Yeah. So Mike Bush and It's Joey's World. So Mike Bush, you get to pick the next category. 80s. Okay, so It's Joey's World picks the 80s, and then I'll go to the 70s with the next question. Okay, here is a 1980s question. What phrase was coined to describe the short growth of a man's facial hair, which first became a popular fashion trend in the 1980s? What phrase was coined to describe the short growth of a man's facial hair, which first became a popular fashion trend in the 1980s? I'm not sure if people are going to get this one, but we'll see. It has something to do with beard and the facial hair, but they called it something, but not a goatee. Something patch. No, it wasn't something patch. It's the dirty shadow look. I can't remember what they called it. Miami Vice. 5 o'clock shadow. Now, I'll go ahead and give the answer. It was called designer stubble. Designer stubble was the answer. Designer stubble. When I saw the answer, I'm like, nobody's going to get this. Okay, we'll take Mike Bush's category. Yeah, neither have I. Okay, here we go. Horses is the debut studio album by which influential musician? Horses is the debut studio album by which influential musician of the 1970s? 1970s. Horses is the debut studio album by which influential musician? Although I probably heard of this person, but don't remember really the name. Not Stevie Nicks or Fleetwood Mac. But those are good guesses. And I never really heard of Horses. So probably heard it, but never knew what it was. But Horses is the debut studio album by which influential musician? Crosby, Stills, Nash, or Young? Neil Young? No. It was a lady, though. It was a woman. I'll go ahead and give the answer. It was Patti Smith. Patti Smith. Two questions. But it was Patti Smith. Okay, here's the next question. 1970s. Who won 5 consecutive Wimbledon's men's single titles between 1976 and 1980? Who won 5 consecutive Wimbledon men's single titles between 1976 and 1980? And that's why I always watched Wimbledon. I loved watching the tennis. Not Jimmy Carter. I'm sorry, not Jimmy Connors or John McEnroe, but those are good guesses. He was a foreign gentleman there. Who won 5 consecutive Wimbledon men's single titles between 1976 and 1980? I'll give a couple more moments. I do see a correct answer. Carol's Home. But Surf Bum John got it with Beyond Borg. Beyond Borg. Yeah, he was a winner for a good stretch there for a while. Beyond Borg. So Surf Bum John, you get to pick the next category. That is Beyond Borg. Okay, he liked to have the 1970s. Here we go. Name the year the Space Station Skylab is launched. The World Trade Center officially opens in New York City. Secretariat wins the Kentucky Derby. Welcome in, Penguins Master. Thank you for joining. No problem. Name the year the Space Station Skylab is launched. The World Trade Center officially opens in New York City. Secretariat wins the Kentucky Derby. And Surf Bum John and It's Joey's World gets it in 1973. So It's Joey's World and Surf Bum John get it. Welcome in to our dreams. Thank you for joining. But it was 1973. Okay, John, you get to pick the next category again. Welcome in, Hitchhiking Bones. I know you were here earlier. And John, you get to pick the next category. So let me know what you'd like to have for the next question. Okay, you like the 90s. Okay, 1990s is the decade. Here we go. What was the name of the handheld digital pet on a key ring that was popular in the 90s? What was the name of the handheld digital pet on a key ring that was popular in the 90s? I had one of these. So far, I haven't seen the correct answer, but a lot of you got good guesses. And it's on the line. How about Tamagotchi? But that wasn't what it was called. I'm looking for a specific name. What was the name of the handheld digital pet on a keyring that was popular in the 90s? I will say, boy, you're close, Rhonda, but you got to change a few letters in the first part of the name. Troll. It starts with a letter G, if that helps. A letter G it starts with. But what was the name of the handheld digital pet on a keyring that popular in the 90s? And it started with the letter G. And Rhonda and Catherine will be get it with the Gigapet. With the Gigapet. So Catherine will be and Rhonda get it. Okay, Rhonda, you get to pick the next category. Chia Pet, that's a good one. Except it wasn't on a key ring. Okay, you like the 80s. We haven't had an 80s. Yeah, we did. There we go. The 1980s. No problem, Don. Thank you for joining. Okay, here we go for the 1980s. Which comedy drama TV series starred Fred Savage as Kevin Arnold, an adolescent boy growing up in a suburban middle class family in the late 60s? Which comedy drama TV series starred Fred Savage as Kevin Arnold, an adolescent boy growing up in a suburban middle class family in the 1960s? And we have DWG Adventures and It's Joey's World with Wonder Years. Wonder Years. Cherie, you're so close. But it was the Wonder Years. We have It's Joey's World and Rhonda. And I'll start with Surfer Girl 326. So the top 3 answers will get a point on the board. The top 3 answers. Okay, Rhonda, you get to pick the category. Yeah, it all runs in together. It might have been a late 80s or went into the 90s. It could have some of those shows. Okay, here we go. 1980s still. What was the highest grossing film of the 1980s? What was the highest grossing film of the 1980s? So far I do not see the answer. Some of you are on the lines of it, but they're all good guesses. See, and that's like Star Wars too, is not in the right decade. I do see one correct answer. But what was the highest grossing film of the 1980s? So Mike Bush gets it first with E.T., then DWG Adventures Rhonda, and Surfer Girl 326 with E.T. It was E.T. was the highest grossing film of the 1980s. But they're all good guesses that you have. Okay, you like the switch to the 70s, okay? They're all good answers, though. And good guesses. Okay, here we go. 1970s. Which country faced its longest and worst monsoon season in 1978, leaving 2 million homeless? Which country faced its longest and worst monsoon season in 1978, leaving 2 million homeless? Hello, the Philly crew. Thank you for joining. There's some good guesses there. I see 2 correct answers, and DWG Rhonda, and it's Joey's World with India. With India. So Rhonda got it first with India. Okay, Movie Mania Nick, thank you for having a great evening. Thank you for dropping in. But it was India. And welcome in the Philly crew, Ron and Meredith. I know at 7 p.m. the Disney Nerd Herders, Charlie and Stacy will be on. Pete McDevitt will be on at 7 p.m. At 8 p.m., the escapades of PJJ, Joy S, Peyton, and Jay Sanudo. Also at 9 p.m., Monarch Moments and the This and That crew. And if I'm missing anyone else, I believe D&G Explorers usually go on at 8 p.m. also. So go check that out. And thank Dean of the Live Place, theliveplace.com. And don't forget to check him out because sometimes I know he does some streaming where he's following streamers and seeing who, what is all going on various days of the week. Okay, so Rhonda, you get to pick the next category. And I know, like, Adventures of Gonzo, I know he does different gaming. And I think he is doing a premiere of his karaoke this evening. Okay, she liked the 80s. So it'll be the 1980s. Oh, man, this is going to be a good one. Zenyatta Mondatta, Ghost in the Machine, and Synchronicity were 80s albums by which popular band? Zenyatta Mondatta, Ghost in the Machine, and Synchronicity were 80s albums by which popular band? And we got our answers. It's Joey's World, Rhonda, and Surf Bomb with the Police. With the Police. Good job. It's Joey's World, Lisa. I would have been totally disappointed if you did not answer that question. Because right away, as soon as I saw the answer, I'm like, where's Keith? Okay, it's Joey's World. You get to pick the next category. Yeah, I figured she would get that one. And all right away, when I saw the answer, I was like, where's Keith at? Here's his question. By the last one, you had to be dead not to hear it. Yeah. So it's Joey's World. You can pick the next category. Okay, the 70s. Here we go, the 70s. In which 1970s sci fi series was the Earth being attacked by aliens from a dying planet who were covertly harvesting humans for their organs? Yeah, there you go. That would have been funny too. In which 1970s sci fi series was the Earth being attacked by aliens from a dying planet who were covertly harvesting humans for their organs? And this was in the 1970s. Third rock from the sun. Nah, not V. 1970s. Although you're on the right thinking, but they're looking for a certain name. Welcome in, Karki. I know you've been listening, but I don't know if I said hello to you. And welcome in, William, England, Portugal, 91. Thank you for joining. Not the Invasions of the Body Snatchers. I will say it starts with a U. It starts with a U. In which 1970s series was the Earth being attacked by aliens? What do aliens come down to Earth in? What do aliens come down to Earth in that everybody claims to see out in the desert? Yeah, I was going to say. Spaceship Earth. But I see Rhonda gets it, Surfer Girl, and Mike Bush with UFO. UFO. Welcome in, happily ever Yachty. Thank you for joining. So Mike Bush, Surfer Girl, and Rhonda. Okay, Rhonda, you get to pick the next category. The 80s. Going back to the 1980s. Okay, here we go for the 1980s. Welcome in, Yachty. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I was wondering, Tim. I know it's dinner time. That's the only thing. I was like, where is Tim? But here we go. Who holds the record for being the youngest boxer to win the WBA, WBC, and IBF heavyweight titles at 20 years, 4 months, and 22 days old? Oh, okay. And let's see who got it. Mike Bush gets it first. Surf Bum John and the Philly crew with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson. Welcome to the board, the Philly crew. But Mike Bush, Surf Bum John, and the Philly crew with Mike Tyson. Welcome in, Timothy Rainwaters. Okay, here we go. It's 1980s. The 1980s. Here is the question. Name the year Boston Celtics win the NBA championship. The Space Shuttle Challenger disintegrates 73 seconds after its launch. The Senate approves a treaty outlawing genocide. Name the year Boston Celtics win the NBA championship. The Space Shuttle Challenger disintegrates 73 seconds after its launch. The Senate approves a treaty outlawing genocide. What year was it? And the Philly crew, Surfer Girl, and Car Key get it with 1986. 1986. So the Philly crew, Surfer Girl, and Car Key with 1986. Okay, the Philly crew. Oh wow, that's been a long time there. The Philly crew. You can pick which decade that you like. It starts at the 1950s up to 2000s. We'll stay with the 80s. Okay. Here we go. 1980s. Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that, Surfer Girl. Okay, here we go. 1980s. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Sheree. Uh, yeah, that's sad. Okay, here we go. Name the animatronic storytelling bear that was launched in 1985 and worked with an audio tape cassette deck built into its back. Oh, wow, that'll be neat. I'll have to look out for that one. Name the animatronic storytelling bear that was launched in 1985 and worked with an audio tape cassette deck built into its back. And let's see. Car Key, Mike Wheeler, Mike Bush. And it was Teddy Ruxpin. Teddy Ruxpin. So Car Key, Mike Wheeler, and Mike Bush. So Mike Bush, Car Key, and Mike Wheeler. Okay, I'm going to do two more questions to end the evening. But I also, depending on what happens with the next two questions, I do have two people tied. So, Karki, you get to pick the next category. Sorry about that, Mike. But I did know what you were trying to say. So, but Karki, you get to pick the next category. And we'll do two official questions. And if I still have the tie, we'll have a tiebreaker for the winner. I hope I didn't freeze. I think I did. Okay, 1970s. I must have missed it. Sorry about that. Okay, I do see it now. Okay, 1970s. Three Times a Lady is a 1978 song by which soul group? Yeah, I think I just missed it. That's all. Thank you. Three Times a Lady is a 1978 song by which soul group? I am looking for the answer Commodores. So Car Key, Surf Bum John, and Timothy Rainwaters for the Commodores. For the Commodores. So Car Key, Surf Bum John, and Timothy Rainwaters. Yeah, because he was part of the Commodores, I believe, on that. Okay, Karki, you get to pick the category for the final question. The final question of the evening. I think everybody stinks when they're trying to type fast, or the autocorrect screws you up. Okay, sticking with the 70s. Sticking with the 70s. In New York in 1974, French acrobat Philippe Petit walked across a high wire hung between which two buildings? In New York in 1974, which two buildings did French acrobat Philippe Petit walk across? Okay. So I have World Trade Center, and it was Surf Bum John. He got the correct answer. Then It's Joey's World and Mike Wheeler. And then England, Portugal, and Tennessee Bear with the World Trade Center. So let's see. Surf Bum John got the answer. It's Joey's World and Mike Wheeler. And then I will give Tennessee Bear and England, Portugal. Because they got the correct there. And William. Welcome in, Monarch Moments. Okay, I will do one more question here. One more question. And John, you can pick the category. Surf Bum John, you pick the category for the final question. This will be the final question. Yep. Yeah, I can do that one. Okay, sticking with the 70s. Yeah, I think everybody beat Garrett there, unless he answers the last question. But here we go. The final question. Name the year in the 1970s Jimmy Carter becomes the 39th president. The movie Star Wars is released. The Trans-Alaskan oil pipeline opens. Name the year Jimmy Carter becomes the 39th president. The movie Star Wars is released. The Trans-Alaskan oil pipeline opens. So I have Rhonda, Mike Bush, and Surf Bum John for 1977. So Rhonda, Mike Bush, and John. So I'm going to need Rhonda and It's Joey's World for the final question. Because I have a tie between Rhonda and It's Joey's World. And let's see. I will let Surf Bum John pick the category for the tiebreaker. So It's Joey's World. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it was 1977. Okay, so what category, John? Surf Bum John, what category? Did I miss it there? Because I was reading somebody's question. Okay, the 70s. Okay, the 70s. Gotta pick a new card here. This is going to be a good one here. Okay, here we go. 1970s for It's Joey's World and Rhonda for the tiebreaker. Yeah, should do a Monarch style activate robots. Yes. Okay, here we go. Get your fingers ready. I like to teach the world to sing, and Perfect Harmony was recorded as the pop version of the commercial song used to advertise which brand? I like to teach the world to sing, and Perfect Harmony was recorded as the pop version of the commercial song used to advertise which brand? And DWG Rhonda typed it first with Coke, Coca-Cola. So Rhonda, actually Rhonda and Joey tied again, but Rhonda typed it in first. So Rhonda is the first place winner. It's Joey's World was second place, and Mike Bush was third place today. Yeah, Rhonda got it first. So with Coca-Cola, I got a snow globe that plays that song. I bet you do, because a lot of that, I remember that. And yeah, Rhonda, I would have been like, uh-oh, when I started reading the question, Rhonda's probably going to get it first, because Atlanta area with Coca-Cola. You're dead last there, Garrett. But DWG Rhonda was first place. It's Joey's World second place. Mike Bush third place. Then Surfer Girl had 4 points. The Philly Crew 2 points. Car Key 3 points. Mike Wheeler 2 points. Timothy Rainwaters, Tennessee Bear, William Portugal, Catherine Wilby 1 point. And Rhonda, you had 10 points. It's Joey's World 9. And Surf Bum John, you actually were in third place also with Mike Bush. Yeah, as long as you beat Jeff and Garrett, that's the Jeff and Garrett, that's a win. But I do like to thank everyone for joining today. I do like to thank Monarch Moments for the magic mail with the Funko Pop of Alice in Wonderland in the teacup, the ears, and pins and buttons and stickers, and the ears. So here are the ears. I did take them out of the bag. So thank you, Monarch Moments, for the prizes from your Christmas prize stream, I believe it was, or the New Year's one. But here is the ears. I got them the other day. So thank you very much. Just to let you guys see that and know you got it. Thank you. And make sure you have that notification bell rung. You never know when I go live. I know I'm planning to go live while I'm at Disney World. I know it's a little hard because on the weekends, a lot of people go live all over, but I'll be out there at some point going live, whether it's a fireworks show or a parade, cavalcade parade type of thing, or some rides. Probably more of a relaxation type ride stream. But if you jump on, I would have so appreciated. But if not, it'll be there for you to watch the replay. So make sure that notification bell is rung, because I do plan on going and live streaming, because I will have assistants with me. So, oh yes, I will try and do that. But I do thank everyone for joining this evening. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. It does help out our channel and lets YouTube know that you liked and enjoyed our show. So have a great night, everyone. Check out the Disney Nerd Herders Pete McDevitt show, Joy S, and the PJJ Escapades, D&G Explorers at 8 p.m. Don't forget to check out Monarch Moments and the This and That Crew around 9 p.m. and the Adventures of Gonzo later this evening. And then tomorrow, the DePhilly Crew at 9 p.m. And then the Adventures with Gonzo and his crew for trivia night at 10 p.m. or 10:30. So have a great night, everyone, and see you in the chats. Good night, everyone, and thank you for joining.